Buenos dias, Wine and Wisdomers, and welcome back to another episode of Wine and Wisdom. Hi, ladies. How are you?
Hi.
How's everything?
It's all right. It's all right. Rolling through the trenches.
Yes,
We're
rolling. It's Friday tomorrow. It's Friday. We're almost there. It's all right. How is everything? Good?
Yeah,
Very
my baby's
good.
finally feeling better because he was really sick. So fine.
Oh, that's right.
This week Wednesday. So I was a little scared to send him, like, don't get sick. But so far, so good.
You know, the daycare world is full of germs.
I know.
And I know they try to put on the mask, but you know, they're kids. They take it off. But it's just been one thing after the other. But he's okay. He's better.
That's good.
Very good.
That's good. I'm happy to hear that he's better. So today we're going to talk about maintaining your confidence while in the public eye. So I refer to that as because, like, you know, we're semi in the public eye, right? Because we're on a podcast, we're on YouTube, we upload all of our videos and promos on social media. So we've exposed ourselves, we've become a little vulnerable in putting our stories out there and having people to get to know us. But what about the people that are like highly in the public eye? People, you know, like Jennifer Lopez, or, you know, like people like the president, or, you know, like Judge Sotomayor, people that are in high caliber positions, and also artists, singers, actors, dancers. How do they maintain their confidence? Or is it just a mask, a shield, while they're out there in front of the public?
It could be a little bit of both, you know. Sometimes they're able to maintain, and then other times
they're not.
You know, they resort to things they shouldn't resort, and then, you know, they lose their lives over it. They lose their whole career.
And it also depends on, like, what you expose, like, you know, judges, and they are so, you know, like watched, so they definitely have to reserve themselves, you know. And also artists, but I guess what do you know, like, artists can be sexy and all of these things, but not Sonia Sotomayor because of her position,
right.
But even though an artist has a big position too, and they should be careful with what they're putting out there, right?
Yeah. Do you think that someone like J-Lo and someone like Judge Sotomayor have the same level of responsibility of exposure?
I don't think so.
No, why?
I think it's not everyone knows Sonia Sotomayor. I feel like we know her, but I don't know.
I think the world is familiar with Sonia Sotomayor because she was the first.
Not like J-Lo.
Not like J-Lo.
Oh no, not like J-Lo. But I think. Why do you say no? I'm curious.
I think it's like Claudia said earlier. It's about what their responsibilities are in their position. It requires different things, you know. So where J-Lo could be all exposed and, you know, using certain language, the judge is not able to do that. She needs to be reserved. She needs to be, you know, on a line. She needs to be in her lane, and she cannot.
Well, I guess let me rephrase it. I mean, in their role as a public figure, you know, not what they do. I mean, their role. Do they have the same responsibilities as far as carrying themselves as mentors and public speakers, you know, even though one is an artist and one is a judge?
That's hard to answer.
Good question.
Good question, because one is entertainment for just like kids, relevance, and just popularity, I guess. And, you know, with her talent as well, you know, you gain that. But Sonia's role is like serious. People's lives are affected by her decision. And not that J-Lo isn't, but like people's actual lives, you know? So she definitely has to be more reserved and more correct, I guess.
Yeah.
I think I think they do. I think even though they uphold two different positions, I think their responsibility as far as how they carry themselves in the public eye is the same. So even though J-Lo can wear a see-through catsuit on stage, she still has a responsibility to herself as a female, right? And as an artist, as a mom, to mentor the youth that's underneath her and women, right? In general, because she does represent Latina women. And so does Judge Sotomayor. She does
Right,
represent.
but what about someone like Cardi B?
Like, you
She
took
does-
the words
I
right
mean,
out of
like,
my
you know,
mouth.
she's talented, but
Right.
you know,
But that's what I'm saying. So Cardi B also does have the responsibility. Does she choose to execute it? No, she doesn't. Right? Because she wants to get famous by making out with Megan Thee Stallion on a fucking bed during the Video Music Awards or whatever the case may be, you know. But I think she does have the same responsibility. She just doesn't wish to execute it.
right, but I don't think Sonia has a choice.
Right.
Mm,
Right.
You know
Good
what I
point.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
not
Good
Michelle Obama don't got no choice.
right.
It's
Right.
like
Good point.
depending on career.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's different. I totally think it's different. Yeah.
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 That's a good point. You know, yeah, I mean, she doesn't have that option to decide whether or not, I mean, she can, it might end her career.
Her career
Oh,
be-
it will
You know.
end it quickly.
Yeah. imagine her like a see-through catsuit,
a robe.
right, with the
Okay,
robe.
maybe a private. She does that.
Right. Definitely. Do you think they have to be equally as vulnerable?
Mm,
Mm, I don't think so.
I don't know, because I feel like someone like Michelle, I don't know, I guess telling their story. Michelle has told her story.
Mhm.
Okay.
She even wrote a book about it.
Sonia has
J-Lo
told,
told her story too. She wrote a book about it.
yeah. So I think vulnerability is there at a different level, like, you know,
Mhm.
more vulnerability to maybe inspire and, you know,
Mhm.
push others ahead, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how to answer that question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
I'm I'm thinking, has J-Lo really been vulnerable? Like, I'm just trying to think.
I don't think.
I think she's been vulnerable.
I think there's snippets of her being vulnerable,
I
but
think
not a
not-
whole like story of her being vulnerable.
I don't think she doesn't have like a documentary or anything like that, like Michelle Obama, but she did write
like
a book.
Oprah's been vulnerable.
Right. Oprah, you know,
Right.
completely transparent, you know.
Well, she's a woman of higher standard. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Mhm.
I don't know. I just think comparing these singers and actresses to these more serious roles, I don't think they're comparable.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's just they're all in a different space. And to me, vulnerability is a choice. You know, you choose how vulnerable you want to be.
Right.
You know.
And like I feel like J-Lo has been vulnerable, but like it's almost like put together vulnerability.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Like,
Mhm.
okay.
Like a controlled version of her.
Like she'll talk about after, but maybe
Mhm.
after some self-reflect. I don't
Mhm.
know.
Mhm.
Not sure if it's ever, you know, crying, like I was hurt. I don't think I've ever really felt that
Nope.
Right.
or heard that from her. Even from
Right.
like any of her Ben Affleck the first time. I don't know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think she definitely has a control on that.
Right.
Yeah. I guess I have to applaud her on that part. She has a controlled level of vulnerability. But I have to say she's fucking confident.
100%.
I mean, who wouldn't be?
100%.
Yeah.
You know.
She's definitely one of the more confident people that we are fans of, right? That we follow in the public eye. you know,
Mhm.
because even though Cardi B may play that rough role, she's shown her breaking points, right, on her Instagram, and like that, sometimes she's just not as confident.
Mm.
But I don't know. I think, I don't know, this is a hard topic. Sometimes they bring it, they bring it onto themselves to have those hard times. So,
Yes.
it's all about choices and, how you
Yeah.
present yourself and how you at the end of the day, you're in control of how you want to be viewed by the public,
Yes.
so.
Thinking of also about like the Kardashians, like through their show, you've definitely seen vulnerability.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Because they've
Yeah.
had to be real, which I applaud. I mean, you're like, wow, they're going through shit, right? And the way they handle it is it's interesting to see. It's hard, but like, wow, they're handling it too, and they go through things too, and they struggle. So that's there too for them.
Yeah, and they definitely handle it in a very discreet way at times, you know what I mean? Because they do handle a lot, but they do also handle it as a unit,
Yeah.
as a family, regardless what anybody says about them. If you do watch their show, my sister's a super fan. They do handle their things together, as a unit. So, I think if you create a support system, it makes it easier for you to be vulnerable and confident, especially people like them. You know what I mean? Which brings us to our next guest. She may not be a Kardashian, but she's definitely a Katherine. And so we have this year's New York Latino Film Festival host at our Pero Porque Why segment, Miss Katherine Nunez. So stay tuned for our next segment, Pero Porque Why. We'll be right back.
Hey y'all, it's Jessica. Welcome back to the Pero Porque Why. We are going to continue talking about, keeping ourselves confident in the public eye. And with that, I would like to introduce our special guest, who is a host. She is a model. She is always in the public eye. And so we want to know how she maintains herself. Katherine Nunez, come on out.
Yay!
Oh, yeah, I like it.
Yes. Thank you for
Let's host to you.
This helps with the confidence.
Exactly.
It builds the confidence, definitely. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. So yeah, I mean, I'm Katherine Nunez. I'm an actress, model, host. I've been doing this for about 12 years. I started doing this after I have kids too. I have two boys. They're 19 and 14. So I am a mom. And I started modeling when I think that helped me with my after I had my kids, I was very I was very insecure. And it was because I felt like I gave up on my dreams to have a family, which it's okay to do that, but remember balance, right? So it's like I had to balance my life out, So I think that because I balance things out and I don't put anybody else before me, like I put myself first, because if I can't take care of me, I can't take care of anybody else. So when I wake up in the morning, I come first. I go brush my teeth, I do my hair, my makeup, I go do my spiritual prayers, and then I go and I wake the kids up, and then they're, or my mom will do it for me if I'm not available. But I learned that from my grandmother. She was very oye, tú, arréglate tú primero y después atiende a los muchachos, porque tú no vas a atender a los muchachos viéndote fea y loca.
Ay, nena, no, cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
My grandma in heaven,
I'm gonna start doing that tomorrow, okay?
Yeah.
It's true. You should get it creates a sense of organization and a sense of readiness, right? You're like, all right, I'm put together, let's get them together. And once they're done, now I can start my day, right?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
thank you.
That's awesome. So,
So how young, oh,
no, go ahead, go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, go ahead, go
No,
ahead.
I just wanted to ask, like, how, young were you when you started being in the eye of the public?
Okay, so I was 26, so I wasn't really young. I was a little bit older because I had my kids young. So I was like a young mom. And I did that first. I was like, let me focus on the family. And then when the kids got a little bit bigger, I was like, damn, I'm starting to feel a little bit like empty. I want to do something that I love. And I started I started taking pictures and modeling, like, for this local girl. She had like a jewelry brand, and like I would model for her. And that's how I started. And then I started promoting in clubs, and people would book me for music videos. And then I transitioned from that. I left the scene for a while, and I started taking acting classes. And yeah, then I started acting. And so I would say since I was 26 till about now, I've been in the public eye, but it's not till like this year that I've been like really overly to a bigger crowd, a bigger audience,
Right.
and to my Latinos, because for a while I was doing a lot of stuff with the urban community because everybody starts somewhere, right? You start wherever on the te quieran, like, okay, they like me here, go there. So, I was doing a lot of radio hostings for different radio stations. And, I built a little name for myself, and I was like, okay, I like this. I want to keep going. I don't want to stop. And now I'm like, I don't know what else to do other than what I do now, So
That's awesome.
What you do is that you have your face plastered on Times Square. That's what you do. I saw that.
Thanks to, I have a lot of people that I work with. I try to have a team of people that believe in me. And whenever I have a project coming out, if I can get it on a billboard, great. You know what I mean? To promote it. If they want to, if that magazine, I think, put the billboard up there. That was amazing. To me, I was like caught off guard because I'm like, oh my God, like I've been coming to Times Square since I was a little kid. And to see it up there, it was really beautiful. So shout out to Eddie Rich Associates. They made that happen. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was
And
awesome.
the New York Latino Film Festival was really huge for me too. I think that for me had to be one of the most important projects to work on because it showcased us as a unit. It was beautiful. And my mom, it was something that I could show my mom, like, mira, mommy, look, I'm here.
That's awesome.
So out of like all the things that you do, the hosting, the actress, the acting, what's like your favorite? Like, what do you want to focus on something especially, or you still want to?
Yes, my passion is acting. I've done 9 independent films. I just got nominated for an award for Best Actress in a Digital Film in Cali. I'm about to go to California. So that's good. It's the Hollywood and African Achievement Award. It's like something where the African film and Hollywood come together to award and recognize, people in the industry. And I was nominated and I was surprised. I was like, oh my God, me? Thank you. I'm coming. Even
That's
if I
awesome.
I'm coming.
That's awesome. I was reading an article that says that basically, in order for you to be able to, I guess, be more of a stronger individual, and maintain your confidence in the public eye, you have to, 1, be vulnerable, and 2, represent who you are, right? So you have to rise above the crowds in order for you to shine. So when did you fall into place with that, right? Like, when did you get to the point that you realize, okay, this is what I need to do in order for me to be secure with myself and be vulnerable to the public?
Vulnerability is something that I think is very easy for me. I learned that to be a good actor, you have to be vulnerable. So, you have to be able to just let go and show your emotions and be okay with that. And also be ego-less, no ego. Like you can't have an ego. I think that's important in the business. Sometimes, you know, we all get caught up like, no, I'm the best, or I'm good at I'm the best this. And that's okay, because it's good to do that. You have to think you're the greatest, right? So that you can keep going with that confidence. But also know that, you know, being able to help other people, I think that's where like the confidence comes from, because it's like, you know, when you help someone come up and you're helping a whole community, a whole generation, a whole, you know. So I think that's what I'm all about. I'm about helping other women. There's a lot of girls that do look up to me and do want to do what I do. And I'm still trying to figure that out too. Like I'm still trying to get used to that, like being a role model per se, because I've never, even though I'm a mom, you know, being a mom, I'm the mom and you're the child. I don't have to be your role model. You listen to me and that's it, right? Like you're a role model to a certain extent, but like, you know, but to the masses, it's like, oh my God, like I do have to watch what I say sometimes. I do have to be careful because people do look up to me. And I think it's like pressure, but it also gives me confidence to know that I am doing something right. I am going in the right direction if people are looking to me for guidance, you know, and like just trying to figure it out, you know. But confidence, I think that's something that, I don't know. My mom, since I was a little girl, always told me, oh my God, tú eres linda, tú eres bonita, look at my shirt. Like, so I always felt like, even if I was ugly, I wouldn't have known, because my mother always told me I was beautiful. And I think that's important for parents to tell their children every day, they're beautiful, you're gorgeous, because kids need that from little, you know? And that's it. That's pretty much it.
You know, I'm thinking, you know, you're in the public eye and you have off days. So how do you balance that? Like, how do you, okay, I gotta go on. Like if you have.
So I love my off days. My off days are just all about, I don't even do my hair. I won't wear makeup. Like I'll just be chilling. You know, I'll put a filter. When I have a filter, it's because that's my off day and I'm trying to hide whatever's going on. But I think I try to balance my life in the sense where I don't go to parties unless it's like an event that's going to add value to my career. I used to party a lot, but because I was working a lot too. Like I used to bartend in the nightlife when, you know, before I started really acting. That was my job. I was bartending all the time. And you're always out, you're always drinking, partying. And that was like when I said, okay, I need to stop this. This job is not for me, because I'm going to get drunk all the time and not be on for when I need to be on. So when I go out to eat now, I'm like, what days are we going out to eat? Because if I have to be up early the next day, I can't go drinking the night before, or I can't go to dinner and stay out late, or whatever it is, you know, because I have a pretty nice social life, but you know, I have a special someone and we go out all the time, you know. Right. So yeah, it's just balance. Like you don't want to overexert, you don't want to go out all the time. No, todas las fiestas no son buenas.
Right. Yeah. And we can relate to that. I mean, that's how we started. We were party promoters. And you know, it's not just a job, it's a lifestyle.
Right.
So when you're in that type of industry, it literally is a lifestyle, because you're there from Wednesday to Sunday. And, you know, although you're partying, you're working as well. And then, you know, it does take a toll on you. And as females in a male dominated industry, you have to learn and know when it's time for you to take that step back and prioritize in somewhere else. You know,
right. When we were doing that, then I had my kid and I'm like, yeah, I can't stay up.
Yeah.
No, it was so hard. I was like, oh my God.
And we were doing it in like when it was party time in the 90s, 2000s, when partying and clubbing was like the shit. You know,
but I was like 10 years old and I remember listening to the radio and like them talking about all the clubs, and I'm like, I need to be there at 10. I'm like, I can't get Funk Flex is saying, you know, like
Yeah.
they were at all. Yeah, I remember. I wish.
Yeah.
We
But-
were there. We were there when
We
you
were
10.
there. We were one of the very few female promoters in NYC.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was hard though. It was hard
It
being
was fun, but it was hard. Yeah.
it was hard being, you know, a group of females, you know, in a male dominated industry. You know, it was hard to maintain our
Wow.
respect and know that we were there for promotion and not for anything else.
Right.
You know? So
How do you like with your children? Like they're older,
we
right?
lost you.
I'm sorry.
It's
I
okay.
have on let me put this on D&D because if not,
Okay. It's okay.
I forgot to put it on D&D.
It's
But what we-
okay.
No, I was
Damn.
just saying, like your kids are older. Your two boys, right? They're a little older.
yes,
So how
Nine
do they react to seeing their mom, you know, looking all fabulous?
they love it. They love it, but they also know like the back end of it, like the hard work, the sacrifice. They know because they lived it with me, you know what I mean? So they're happy for me that I'm doing all the stuff that I'm doing now, like the Latino Film Festival and the movies. They love that because they're like, wow, mom, we remember when you were doing like music videos and promoting clubs, you know, like they remember. Because
Yeah.
we grew up together, me and my kids, you know, I'm 36 now.
Oh wow.
So
You look great.
thank
Yeah,
you.
you don't look your age at all.
Thank
Um,
you.
I was gonna say, if you're in Pocket Full of Game 1 and 2, you're actually in that movie with a friend of ours, Anthony.
Anthony, which character did he play? Because you know I know everybody by their
I forget what his character was. His bully, Anthony Bully.
Oh, Bully. Okay, yes, he's in part 2.
I think he's in 2, yes. So we
Yeah.
actually had him on the show earlier this year. I
Nice.
think when the movie first came out, or yeah. So
He's
we had him on the show, and he actually I've known him for years, and he went to school with one of our other co-hosts, Gloria. So it's funny that you're on the show and then you were actually I didn't know until you sent me your bio.
Wow. Yeah, he was in part 2 and he actually edited some of the film too.
Mhm.
So that was kind of cool. And we're supposed to be working on a project together, not sure, but I'm waiting for him to hit me up. So hit me up, buddy.
What advice would you give girls coming up now wanting to do the same thing you're doing? What would you tell them? How would you guide them?
I would tell them to if you want to act, take acting classes. Like that's like the best advice I can give you. Everyone wants to try to network their way in, but you can't network. Like you have to have talent and then you can network your way in. You don't network your way in first and then say, hey, I want to be an actor. Because that's what I tried to do, right? So that's the mistake that I feel I made. I felt like I wanted to be an actress, but I started modeling first because I was like, okay, maybe if I start modeling, then I can work my way up. But in reality, it's like I kind of like missed out on like a whole era of like acting because I love acting. I don't like I love taking pictures. I'm more of like a lifestyle person, but when I was doing the videos and stuff, it was like, I'm not gonna lie, I did not love it very much. It was okay, you know, to meet people, but it wasn't the best of my talent. Like it wasn't the best, you know, it was just me being a hot girl in a video. And to me that I'm so much more than that.
Right.
So I just always felt a little bit degraded, even though a lot of people are like, don't worry about it, it's fine. But it's like, I just did. It was like, and I didn't have to do that, but I did because it was
And
like,
those
okay,
shoots are so long.
They're
You're there for
long.
like,
feed you. Okay, they don't feed you when you starting. When you get your name up there, don't get it twisted. Once I got up there, I was getting paid $1,000, $2,000 for a video shoot, and you know these were up and coming artists, not popping artists, up and coming artists that had a budget because they're investing in their brand. So that's like another advice I'll give girls is, you know, you can do if you want to model and do music videos for celebrities, knowing that it's just for exposure because they're not going to pay you very well. but an up and coming artist will pay you more because they're up and coming and they're gonna, they want to be exposed. So if you have a brand and you add value to their brand, it's all about, what you can bring to the table as a brand, has a business, like I feel like my social media presence adds so much value, and I created that through the years. It took like 10 years, I'm not like overnight success, not yet. Not
It'll
yet.
happen.
Like another 20 years, I think.
You know what? Before you know it, it'll happen. Like before you know it, and it's
right. I just want to still look good doing it. Like I'm worried that I'm gonna like I don't want to be old. Like, oh my God, I wasted so much time, and I want to be hot. Like we don't all have JLo jeans or money to get all the.
You're halfway there with the Latin jeans.
I love some J. That's my inspiration, honestly. Like I look at her and I'm like, yes, that's the type of person I want to be, because she does it all, and like I feel like that's what I do too. I do a little bit of everything, but acting is my thing. I have another project that I'm working on. It's called Groupie web series, and I'm going to be playing a Puerto Rican girl, Maria, that makes bad decisions, really bad decisions, but for the good of her family, because she's trying to help her family. She's like the only one that can save her mom and her sister. But in the interim, she makes the dumbest decisions that aren't necessarily morally correct. And, you'll see how it goes.
Well, it sounds good.
Yeah.
What's one mistake you would, that you've learned from, that you would tell anybody that's trying to be in the industry, or being transparent in the public eye, that you would say to try not to make?
I would say don't take things personal. Like I feel like a lot of times I get very emotional, and in the beginning of my career I did take a lot of things personal. And like, you start unblocking people, because you're like, oh, you booked her instead of like, or, and it just gets, because you get in your head. So I feel like not taking, in this business, you can't take things personal, because everything is business, but just know your value, like from jump, like don't devalue yourself, like, know how much you bring to the table, and request that. Like that's what you are, that's what you need, that's what you're gonna get. And just study whatever it is that you're gonna do. If you want to be a model, study that. If you want to be a host, study that craft. If you want to be an actress, study that craft, because everything requires at least 10,000 hours of like, to be required, like, in order for you to be required a genius or an expert in whatever it is that you do, you need to put in like 10,000 hours, right? I think that's what it is. So I feel like put those 10,000 hours into whatever you're passionate about, and become great at it and master it and be the best, so that people can just be like, yeah, we're gonna hire her for that. Like she's good at this, what she does, and no one else can do that but her.
You're right.
That's true. Cheers to that.
Thanks for that.
Good advice.
Cheers. And I like this show. I love this wine and wisdom. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, you love the wine or the wisdom that's coming out of it?
Both.
It's funny because it was like an idea, just like, you have ideas, and we're like, yeah, wine and wisdom. Francis wrote it down, and it's just like, what better time to start it than during COVID? What else we're doing?
Yeah, initially it was only supposed to be 5 episodes. Like, let's try it out, let's see how it goes, and see if, and here we are a year and a half later actually. And so we've been excited about it, and it's been growing, in its right path, slowly but surely. But And we've had some amazing people on the show, including you.
Thank
So,
you.
yeah, but I think you're in the right mindset, and I think you're, on the right path. Just continue valuing your craft, just the same way you said, continue valuing your craft. And I see big things for you in the future.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I love your energy. Your
Mhm.
energy
Oh, yeah.
is contagious. So it's
That's all.
I'm sure you
Yeah.
bring that out there as well when you're out there. So keep doing
Mhm.
that,
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
it's definitely infectious and it's a beautiful
Yeah.
thing to see.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Welcome.
Manifest it, manifest it.
Yes. And
Yes.
your confidence.
Rituals. I was by the moon, but then I woke up this morning and I had like a little bit of like a meltdown because like we all have our meltdowns sometimes. I had a little bit of a meltdown this morning and I'm like, oh, because I saw somebody do something and I'm like, why would, like, but that's personal, and that's just like, that's why I always tell people in the business, you don't take things personal because everything's business. And it's like, but I am all about positive energy and all that stuff. It's just, I'm human too. I try to be very transparent with my followers. Like, I'm human just like you. I get in my feelings. Sometimes I don't want to be on all the time, and I want to be off. And it's
Mhm.
okay because we're humans, So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Awesome.
Well, I totally love your confidence. It shows that it comes out of you very naturally. So keep going with that.
Thank you.
Mhm.
And I want to thank you for taking the time out for being on the show. I love the fact that you didn't hesitate to say no. You were like yes right away. So I totally appreciate that. I hope that you later on when your next movie comes out, you'll be able to come back again.
You have my number. I'm all about positive, like women empowerment. Like, I want to be able to just always come here and talk about my new projects, whatever I got going on. I'll even hit you up like, hey Francis, I got this coming up.
Definitely.
Because that's how we build each other up. I don't know how people came up together, like, and it's beautiful to see, like, when I look at pictures from the 90s and I look at actors and I see them now, I'm like, oh, they're still friends. That's beautiful. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And they work projects together.
This show is based on that. We've been friends for over 25 years.
Beautiful.
All of us, all five of us. Then that's what basically has made it easier to do and maneuver, because we know each other so well. And we fight like sisters, but we also love each other like sisters.
So wait, I have a question. How do you, when you guys get into a fight, right? How do you come back from it?
We don't fight often. I mean, they're not real cat fights. I think
It's all about communication.
It's communication.
It's all about communication.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Like,
we don't
like-
have like big blowouts, but we'll have like little disagreements, and then we'll talk it out.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I've seen Francis mad at me. I don't know, like twice, like really mad. And like, and the thing is, like, I didn't really know,
Right.
but she told me, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm sorry. And it's just listening, really listening and
Yeah.
validating that person's feelings. And,
Yeah.
and an apology goes a long way when you really mean it,
Yeah.
and forgiveness.
Yeah, definitely. And understanding, because sometimes, like sometimes I can get caught up with, trying to do a lot of things for the show. And, I'm the non-mom in this out of all of us, right? So I'm the only one that doesn't have kids. I have other responsibilities that are kind of like a mom, but at the end of the day, I don't have kids. So I have that leeway, right? That little bit of freedom to do certain things. And then sometimes I'm like, oh, but we can't be on, like, and I planned this and, whatever. And then I have to take a step back and realize, like, okay, this one has 17 kids. This one has 3 kids. This one has her mom, but I didn't say it was
That's to me.
Right? So, I have to take a step back and remind myself, that everybody has a lot on their plate, and they make their schedule and their lives fit around this in order to make it possible. So,
Yeah.
it's all about love, communication, and just being transparent and true with each other. And don't get me wrong, there's times that we log on and we'll be like, and it'll be a therapeutic session before the guest comes on. I have to like hit up the guest and be like, give us another 20 minutes, because we end up being each other's support system, whether we had a bad day or, whatever the case may be. So I think it takes a village not only to raise kids, but it takes a village just for everything in life, as long as you have a strong support system.
To raise it, it takes a village, and a lot of people, I have a lot of people that say, oh, you don't have kids, so you don't understand. Yeah, some people don't have kids, but they have other responsibilities. Like my friend, she has a dog, and that's literally her fucking child. Like, and I'm like, yo, and it's a child that you have forever. Like, but it's a child, it's a puppy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because I'm at a point now where my kids are big. I don't want to have no more kids, but I will have a puppy. But then I'm like, do I really want to have a puppy?
That's like
It's
having
worse.
another kid.
But it's worse because your kids, you can be like, go to your grandma's house and stay with you. A puppy, sometimes if you don't want to stay with a dog,
Yeah.
some people are allergic, or some people don't want to pick up the poop, or they don't want to walk them. It's, and it's.
But I also wanted to add that, like, we've been friends for a while also because we uplift each other. Because it's not been, that's like no matter what, we're always like elevating. It's about elevation. And that's important, because as you get older, like that's all you need and want. Like, let's be better, do better, and uplift each other. For me, it's like big.
Yeah, definitely. We definitely support each other's wins and losses. And I think that's what has made it easy for us to maintain our confidence, and I guess being in the public eye with this podcast, because it's the first time any of us have ever done anything like this. Claudia and I were in the entertainment industry for a little bit. We both danced. She did, I think, like 2 music videos. I showed up for one. I was like, I'm not standing on this line. Back in the day when I was thinner and cute, Jessica had never done anything in the entertainment industry, and I literally just pulled her into this, and she was like, okay. And I can't even tell you how much she's flourished and grown. That
I tried.
Sometimes she does, the promos better than I do. So, I think, definitely. I agree with Claudia. We definitely uplift each other. And, for you to have that with your circle, being in the industry as deep as you are, that's, I applaud you for that.
Thank you. Yeah, no, right now, to me, my biggest support system and my circle consists of like 5 people, and 3 of them are family members. Like my brother, my mom, my oldest is 19, and he's in college right now, but once he's done, like, he's gonna be right under me. Like, everywhere I go, I'm taking him with me because I want him to learn. He's very much into like music, and he's not mixy. He doesn't want to be in front of the camera. He wants to be behind it. And like, yeah. So.
Isn't that amazing when you see these things in your kids and you're like, okay.
Yeah. Like, I have all these plans for you. Don't fuck up. I'm sorry. Am I allowed?
It's okay.
No, it's okay.
Yeah. Because kids be like, they'll mess up their chances of even before they can, and I'm just like, just don't mess up. We're almost there, almost at the finish line.
Yeah.
My oldest has definitely been like me and him. He was my lesson, my everything. I learned everything with him. So I'm definitely very protective over him. So like, my little one, it's almost like I know he's not gonna mess up because he's like, I don't know, he just learned, he's like, I don't want to go through what the older one went through, because
well, he's not.
Right.
That's what my brother did. I always got in trouble. My brother never got in trouble because he used to do everything right.
Or they know how to get away with it.
Yeah, these boys.
That's true. But Katherine, we're running out of time, but I want to thank you again so much for being on the show. please share your Instagram handles and your website information so our listeners can follow you and look you up and, you know, check out what your next upcoming projects are.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Heather.
Guys, follow me on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, Katherine K. Nunez. My website, katherineknunez.com. And watch Pocketful of Game 1 and 2 on Amazon Prime and Tubi. And stay tuned. I got a lot of, my YouTube channel too. I do my vlogging where I just do my daily doses of Latina girl. And, you know, it's cute. So check it out.
We will. And we're so happy to have you. Please come back and stay tuned. We'll be right back with a segment with me, Entertainment con Francis. We'll be right back. Everything that I have that I'm going to use. You see, I have different colored pumpkins. I have blue that matches the blue on the table design, all the different color pumpkins on the table design. And then I have a little glass pumpkins with your utensils. And then I have my fall harvest pumpkin wine tumblers and my little fall sign. You don't need a lot. You just need to know how to arrange it and make it look really cute. And I will show that to you now. Hi guys, welcome back. So guys, how'd you like my little fall fest tablescape?
I
love
it.
You know, I love some good decor because I don't have no skills. I'm like, so cute. The little pumpkin lighting up. Oh my God.
It's amazing what little lights can do.
Yeah.
You put little lights in anything and it's like, oh,
it changes the whole outlook of it.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And even like those I got in Bed Bath & Beyond for like $4, right? But you can even get, you can even get the ones that don't light up, and then you buy the lights at the dollar store and just wrap it around.
Nana, you've been finding some fabulous finds in that Bed Bath & Beyond.
We need to do an episode, me and you together.
Yes.
I'll give you money. You go shop for my house.
You know I would. And I'm proud of you though. When I went the other day, you had little pumpkin towels and you had a pumpkin tablecloth.
Oh,
I did.
Literally, I was walking by and I was like, and she had a little witch's pot and like a little skeleton thing. I'm like, holy shit, I'm rubbing off on her.
oh my
Everything
God.
that I bought her last year, she put it out.
Yes. I also bought, like, I'm trying to buy something every year so I could just keep adding.
Yes.
Right.
So I bought 2 black, 1 orange, the like porcelain pumpkins, like, but they're little with, like, fake cactus thing. My baby broke it.
Yikes.
I'm like, aw. But I'm proud of you.
I still got 2. I still got 2, so I put them higher. I should have known better.
But I'm very proud of you. I was like, I was walking around the house and like, she has a pumpkin here and a skeleton over there. And I was like, she bought dish towels. I was like, oh, damn.
Wait for Thanksgiving. Wait for
I
November.
can't wait.
my God.
I cannot wait. But
Don't worry,
it's
Claudia.
little things.
I'm just like you, Claudia. I'm not the biggest decorator person either.
I'm not. One is expensive. I'm just like, I'm like,
you know me. I don't
If you buy it right after the holiday every year, you're gonna get a nice little
right.
you
And you just have to save it for the following.
Yeah.
Right. But you also don't have patience to look for sales.
I do not.
You
No.
don't.
Oh, I know.
You don't have patience because look,
like I'll go to one store. All right, yeah, okay, let's.
Yeah, I know. That's why you end up spending all this money. Like this runner, you see with the blue pumpkin, I paid $12 for this runner, right? I paid $12 for this runner, and then this pumpkin, which I use in the tablescape, right? Lights up with the tablescape, lights up, and this pumpkin was $15.
Oh my gosh,
So
cute.
with 25, I smack it in the middle with these little gold things that I bought in IKEA for $3. So with under $30, I made a very cute tablescape.
Wow.
Patience is a virtue, my little Colombian.
I know. It's just like right now with the 3 kids, I don't even.
I know.
Oh,
Yeah.
But if you
Tiene que
give me
salir
money,
sola.
if you give me money, I will happily go shopping.
okay.
You'll have a personal shopper.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but I am proud of you. You've done good. You've done good.
I'm getting
But I'm
better.
glad you guys liked it. It's very simple, but it serves its purpose. So
Awesome.
we'll be right back with our final remarks.
Hi guys, welcome back. So what did you think about our episode today with Katherine Nunez and just being confident and doing your thing? What did you think?
I think confidence comes a long way, and it's really important to have. And I really enjoyed her advice to, not take things personal,
Yeah.
especially in that kind of industry,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
also,
I like the fact, I like the fact that she recognized when it was to walk away from something that wasn't fulfilling her and transition herself into something that was.
yeah. And also
Exactly.
something that resonated with me is to like study your craft. Like no matter what it is, like study it. Because I know even myself, sometimes you kind of get comfortable or you lazy. And it's just important to keep going, keep learning. And yeah, and it builds your confidence.
Yeah.
When you know it,
Yeah.
it helps with that. So
You gotta keep growing. That's the goal, right?
Yeah, that's definitely what growth is all about. I think you grow best when you educate yourself and you're more knowledgeable about your craft, so I think that was good words that she expressed, and making sure you decorate very pretty is a good craft too to have.
Listen, that's a talent because I don't got it. No, it really is because what you do and we go over and all these is beautiful. It just
is so
changes the
holy.
ambiance of things.
Yeah, I saw you guys, the 2 of you talking about my stuff against the wall the other day. The 2 of you chatting. I saw Claudia going like that, and Jessica was like, "Oh no, I'm not."
No, I love it.
And I was like, I was too busy making coffee, but I was like, I'm gonna catch these 2 chicks later.
No, I love it.
Eso mucho para limpiar allá en esa esquina.
That's what I said. I was like, I have to clean all that. No. I'm just gonna have one thing.
A Swiffer. I just Swiffer it.
That's right. Yeah.
Swiffer is my best friend, coño. But I don't know. It just makes it look homey. It makes it well.
It does.
I need to look at stuff. But I thank you guys so much for watching our show. Tune in next week for our Halloween episode, ladies. Woo! I'm excited. Where we will be discussing pushing through adversity with actress, comedian, podcast host, and our lifelong friend Rachel Aloca.
I can't wait to have this conversation with her. I admire how she has pushed through so many of her adversities while managing her family, her acting career, and her podcast. Tune in Wednesday at 7 on YouTube to hear all about her accomplishments.
And don't forget, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and now you can tune in and listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music at Wine and Wisdom 5. And again, don't forget to take a minute and sip some wine and share a little wisdom. See you next time.
Bye.